Grayscale just sold massive amounts of crypto yet again. I mean, just take a look at the numbers. Right now, they've got $28 billion worth of crypto left. And that includes $21.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, which to me is just insanity. Knowing that a lot of that Bitcoin is going to be flowing from Grayscale to the other 9, which are the other Bitcoin ETF applicants, as obviously the fees are significantly lower over there. I notice I might have the camera a little bit too high up there, you know? But in all seriousness, the S&P continues to make higher highs. Just look at how crazy the price is performing for that. And you know what's funnier? That we've got so much crazy stuff coming up, and very shortly here we've got the Fed interest rate decision, which we will be live streaming tomorrow. So I hope you guys are going to tune in because it's going to be interesting. A little side note I'll give you guys is, over on my Twitter, I'm actually giving a lot of information about free airdrops, good juicy opportunities, and the thing is, the crypto market as it stands right now is set for so much growth. And the easiest way to participate in all the crazy gains is just to learn from people who've been here before, just to learn from others' mistakes. Because I kid you not, there are mistakes that every single crypto holder will make at least once. And what you want is not to be, without mistakes. I don't think that's the best, but to miss some of the worst ones. In my own personal vision, the worst one you can have is regretting not going heavy enough, or regretting not taking the time to look into different things. That's what I'm telling you guys right now. I give a lot of cool information everywhere, but you gotta act on the information as well. If I give a guide on airdrops, look into it, because otherwise you're gonna miss out. And I know that most of you guys will later regret it, because just now, if you've been using Solana, right? All you did was like one or two transaction with Jupiter. You would have got on, like I said earlier, the 𝗏 airdrop for free. I can tell you, I've got this on so many wallets. It went down from $110 to about $83, but the idea is, you didn't need much money to get this. Somebody who has $10 to the name could have farmed $10,000 here by just being smart, but yeah. I probably, however, put in the title though that there's some big news, and I do not want to let you guys down. So I've got something for you, which if anybody wants to tell me this is not big news, then I don't know how to impress you, my friend. I seriously do not know. Wait, this is a beginning to the big news. Google updates their policy, allowing Bitcoin and crypto trust products to be advertised. Now, me, a keen observer, said, hey, wasn't this like news from a month ago or so, or maybe even 2 months ago? Because I remember covering this in a video. Unfortunately, there are only scam bots replying, so it's hard to figure out. And the internet is all filled with the latest news. But I just think back of these 11th of December updates here. Google policy update allows ads for US crypto trusts. But I guess perhaps it changed now to not only be just crypto trust as a concept, but also specifically now a Bitcoin ETF. Or something of the sort, because, and here comes the big news, and I feel like we should have had like a nice theme rolling for this, but BlackRock and VanEck are now advertising their Bitcoin spot ETFs on Google following new policy updates. Ladies and gentlemen, I have wished for this day many times over. And if you told me that this would be happening, guys, it is sometimes so humbling to see what we're dealing with here. I know a lot of you guys just care about quick crypto gains, etc., but please take a second to admire just how beautiful this is and what this means for the rest of our crypto bags. I told you guys, professional. I salvaged that. Nothing happened. I didn't fall off my chair. Anyway, let's continue on. I've been telling you guys, we are extremely early into all this. And now, all of a sudden, some of the biggest companies in the world are starting to advertise this real thing. And the funniest part is, we are still early. Yes, they're advertising, but the funny thing is, it's like everywhere now. No, you see, they are starting their advertisements right now, but a lot of the big clients, they have still not signed it yet. And that's a fun thing a lot of people don't understand when it comes to these ETFs. I said earlier, guys like Grayscale are selling massive amounts, right? Now, you got to understand that a lot of the pressure from Grayscale is going to stay. A lot of those guys will cash out and will go to cheaper ETFs like the one from BlackRock, etc. However, a lot of those funds have now tasted the whole crypto ambiance, witnessed it, And they could have bought into it for a multitude of different reasons. A lot of them did it probably to make a little bonus on the premium, on the arbitrage. But a lot of those guys also because they understand the philosophy here. To amplify my example, financial advisor and bona fide wealth president says Bitcoin is digital gold and a digital store of value. The point that I'm trying to make here is a lot of those funds saw it pretty early, but many are still yet to come. Most of them actually. Right now, the Bitcoin price is sitting at what? $43,000? It's still so low. And the funniest part is, but I'll talk about that in a second. Let's continue on this tangent first. And that is, for the most part, that the big pension funds, the big money, they're on the sidelines, I think, for at least another 6 months or so. Some are going to want to probably come in slightly before the halving. A lot of them want to wait until the halving to see how things react this time around, now that we've also got these big players that are joining. And that's what we keep on saying, the scope of 12, 18 months or so. The big guys are not joining the game just quite yet. It might take up to a year. You have to understand, let's say a company has so much money. Well, why would they want to waste it on some little store of value, new thing that's been here for 10 years when the company's running fine for like 70, for example, right? Yeah, a lot of those guys and the pensions funds, etc., they don't want to risk it just quite yet. But since BlackRock put their seal of approval on it, now they're going to start looking in. And that's, again, where I extrapolate and where I wanted to go just now when I said, wait a second. That's why I keep saying this altcoin season this time around, I think is going to be so much bigger than ever before. Yes, those institutions will only go for Bitcoin right now, but we now have got that hype case. We now have got that confirmed. It's going to get crazier. It is coming for altcoins that we before never had. The fact that ETFs will be coming, the fact that guys like Larry Fink from BlackRock are putting a stamp on Ethereum saying, yeah, tokenization of these assets, of the of real-world assets onto blockchain is what we're going to need, is what's going to grow. There shouldn't be friction or anything anymore. It needs to be fast and da-da-da. It just keeps blowing my mind. This man is just speaking what a lot of the crypto holders want to hear. If you're an XRP holder, he says exactly what you want to hear. If you're an Ethereum holder, he says exactly what you want to hear. If you're an injective holder, it doesn't matter what you hold. If you're a Bitcoin holder, this man is speaking to your likes. He's speaking to your needs. And also knowing what I know from the investment side, I see that the FOMO, right, the fear of missing out, and the excitement is at a level which I've never seen before. Investment opportunities left, right. And it's interesting, but this time around, I think we have caught on a lot earlier, us as a channel, but also us as a crypto market, that we are back, basically. I think with previous runs, there was way more skepticism at this time around. And I did notice it the last couple of days that people think, no, big pullback. And again, we can have bigger pullbacks. I mean, it's a bull market. You get 30% corrections every now and then. If we go to 33,000, I wouldn't even be surprised. I wouldn't be mad. But from most of the perspectives, I still believe the S&P broke its all-time high. About a year after that happens, Bitcoin makes its all-time high. We've been in an accumulation phase for a while. The bull market has to be coming pretty quickly afterwards. And you can again extrapolate by saying US economy is in such a ditch, in a strange spot. I don't know how that will reflect onto this model here that keeps showcasing the S&P breaking higher, followed by Bitcoin breaking higher. But I do kind of like to combine these two articles of the economy crashing and Bitcoin being that digital gold, digital store of value, as to why a lot of companies might choose it and why they might go crazy over it. And again, not only in the US, not only in Europe, it's everywhere. Hong Kong stablecoin push attracts one of China's top fund firms. This is just a little bit. But more to this is that the ETFs are coming in Hong Kong, and that's going to, of course, gather a lot of the Asian money that these ETFs over in America are not going to be getting, which is also extremely important. Anyway, in my opinion, right now is the time to really start looking into altcoins. I mean, it doesn't feel like straight up altcoin season yet, but it's cooking up more and more. And obviously, the moment you see 40% across all these altcoins on the board, you know, you're a little bit, late for the initial push, but you're honestly not too late for general altcoin season, because it's going to start, and I tell you right now, this speak from experience, it's going to start with just Bitcoin not really doing too much anymore, and just all these altcoins are ripping day in, day out. Bitcoin's dominance fading significantly, and just crazy excitement. But that's the interesting part about this run. With all these airdrops and all these incentives, which is previous from or different from previous runs, it's all been gamified, but it's gotten people to hold different things which they usually wouldn't go crazy for. But things like Celestia right now are such a good hold because you get so many potential airdrops and things like stacks. If you're not staking these things, you can stake them in a liquid form. Stacks or Ethereum, for example, or Solana even. And with Solana interacting with things like margin fi, it's just such a waste. Even if you've got very little money, I'm talking like $40 or so invested into crypto, which is the minority. We did a couple of polls and the majority of people here have got at least a couple $1,000s invested, but it doesn't matter, right? I'm just saying for any person, there's always a way to go do some cool stuff to hopefully get yourself some airdrops, get more and more involved. And I often say, if you don't have the money, you've got to get the dedication and the time in, because money can compensate for a lot of things. But if you really are working yourself up from nothing, I tell you guys time and time again, this whole crypto thing for me, the moment I really got started, because I kind of got started twice, once in 2013 and once really a couple years later, was because I won a crypto giveaway. So I started with nothing, like 10 bucks, and built everything up from just investing a $2 here to the. Trust me when I say that research can beat money, or I should call it dumb money, especially with the crazy amount of free opportunities in the crypto space right now. But yeah, I'm sharing a lot of those. More airdrop videos are coming out every few days whenever I get to make them. For example, AltLayer I got for free, Manta, both these, the top trending ones, were free. Even just farming it on Binance with some BNB. And this again is a money thing where you could have gotten more the more money you had, or the more Ethereum you were staking with EigenLayer. But the idea that it's free is crazy to me, and Manta as well. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Hopefully I'll see you guys again tomorrow in the live stream or in a video, and we got some cool stuff coming. That's all I'm gonna say.